Hi, welcome to Gibson Tech Time. I'm Jim Decola, Master Luthier for Gibson Guitars. I'm doing a series of short videos on guitar maintenance, adjustment, and simple quick fixes that anyone can do at home. Now it's time to cover adjustments that will have more of a direct impact on the actual sound of your guitar. These are the pickup adjustments. If you think of the pickup as the microphone of the guitar, adjusting your pickups closer or farther away from the strings will react in a similar way as moving a microphone closer or farther away from your voice as you sing or speak into it. Understanding that interaction between the pickups and the guitar and how to effectively adjust that will allow you to dial in the tonal response of your guitar. We'll use the pickup height adjustment screws on each side of the mounting ring to adjust the overall height of the pickup. Those are these screws right here. Depending on the model, we'll use either a slotted top screw or a Phillips screw. And here's another Tech Time tool tip for you. Here we have two flat blade screwdrivers. On this one, I cut a length of plastic tubing that we use to insulate the wires in some of our control assemblies. I cut it to length, and that way, when I use it to adjust the pickup, that plastic tubing holds that screw so it doesn't allow that screwdriver to slide off. And then I also do the same thing for the Phillips screws. You can even use those for your mounting rings. On P90s, we use the two Phillips screws in between the A and the D pole screw and the G and the B pole screw. And those two Phillips screws control the height adjustment. So on P90s, you would tighten it to lower the pickup and loosen it to raise the pickup, opposite of what we would do on a humbucking pickup. So to measure the pickup height, we'll want to hold down both E strings at the highest fret, and we're going to use a 6-inch machinist ruler graduated in 64ths of an inch. And generally with setup specs we speak in 64ths so you don't have conversion error. And the spec at Gibson is 4 64ths on both E strings, so you shoot for 4 64ths, that gap between the bottom of the string and the top of the pole piece under each E string. And then on the bridge pickup, the factory spec is 3 64ths for that same dimension, bottom of the string to the top of the pole piece. Another pickup adjustment is adjusting the pole piece screws. Those are the 6 screws on top of each humbucker, directly under each string. So by adjusting those screws, you can alter the balance between strings. It's a very subtle difference, especially with today's modern string sets, but there is a difference. In the old days, it came into play a little bit more because string sets back then were a lot heavier and they typically had a wound G string. And with that wound G string, the core of that G was typically smaller than the B string, so the B string would typically overpower that set. So if you look at old guitars, a lot of times that B pole screw is a lot lower than the G or the E, and that was to provide balance. So you can do that. So if you do go after that string balance from string to string, I suggest keeping both E string pole pieces flush with the top of the pickup cover and then raising the center pole pieces to follow that radius of the bridge or the strings over the bridge. If you have a radius gauge like the fine folks at Stu Maxell, you can use that as a guide, or you can use a 6-inch ruler and adjust them just like you would your pickup or your action. So it's a very subtle adjustment, but that can offer you some more tonal possibilities as well. And here you can see the radius of the pickup pole pieces after adjustment. You see both E's I'm pointing at are basically flush with the top of the pickup, and then the A and the B raise up slightly, and then the G and the D are higher. So using that radius gauge, you can see how they follow that radius. So these factory specs are designed to be a happy medium. They're certainly going to perform fine. But if you feel you need to adjust your pickups, and starting at the factory specs and being methodical, adjust them maybe a 64th of an inch at a time, listen to it, play it, and you need to play it and listen to it at the same time, because what you hear and what you feel work together. So play it, work in 64ths, listen to it, maybe start at the bridge pickup if that's where you're going. Lower that pickup to 64th on the treble side, feel it, hear it, move to the bass side, hear it, feel it, adjust accordingly, and then do the same for the neck. There's no magic number. It all depends on the whole package, and that's you, your rig, and your touch. Now, another thing to consider too is how you adjust your pickups in terms of the whole package of your guitar. Some people like to have the pickups balanced, meaning they like the same output of the bridge and the neck pickup when they toggle between the two pickups. And that is fine. That works for a lot of people. Some people like to have the bridge pickup hotter. So when they're doing a solo, they have a little bit more edge and brightness and volume. So they like to have that bridge pickup raised up a little bit more and maybe drop that neck pickup so it's a little more subdued and smoother sounding. So it's up to you. Again, no right or wrong. It all depends on what you're going after. One last Tech Time tool tip for you. If you don't have a 6-inch machinist rule, you can use coins as a thickness gauge in place of that. So you can use a dime for 3/64ths, a penny for 4/64ths, or a nickel for 5/64ths. You'd press your strings down just like we talked about and use the appropriate coin as that thickness gauge between the bottom of your string and the top of your pickup. And another tip I'd recommend is wrapping those coins in Scotch tape. It'll add minimal thickness, but it'll prevent you from scratching the top of your pickups and gives you a handle for pulling that coin in and out. And then lastly, one thing that I like to do too is graduating the pickup height. So I'll start out at 3 on the treble side of the bridge pickup, go to 4, and then 4 on the treble side of the rhythm pickup, and then 5. So they are graduated as they move up closer to the neck, and that to me helps balance them out to my liking. Something you may want to consider. But anyway, the bottom line is there's no magic number. It's all you. It's all how you hear it, how you perceive it, how you feel it. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. It's music. It's fun, you know. So you'd be surprised at how much tonal variation you can get by just a simple pickup adjustment. Thanks for watching Gibson Tech Time. We hope that we've been able to provide better understanding and assistance with your guitar service and maintenance questions. If you need additional assistance and would like to speak with an experienced technician, we now offer the Gibson Virtual Guitar Tech service. This is free one-on-one video conferencing with one of our skilled technicians. They can offer personalized assistance for any skill level for any of the Gibson brand family of instruments. To schedule an appointment, please visit our website at gibson.com. See you next time on Gibson Tech Time.